Alright, welcome to Chef's Take. I'm your host, Michael Zavlaris. I apologize for the inactivity for the past month. School's been kicking my ass, but thankfully, I only have a week and a half left, so we'll be seeing some more streams. So, yeah, there's that. Today, I'm just going to do week 13 picks, because honestly, there's so much news that I have to catch up on, but I'm sure you guys already know about everything that has happened the past month, so I'm not even going to waste my time there. So, for the New England and Buffalo game, as you see right here, I had Buffalo, but I thought the game was going to be closer than many thought. I mean, it kind of was close. Granted, they did win by 14 points, but it wasn't a blowout, which many people, for some reason, thought it was. So, I had Buffalo, and Vegas had Buffalo. Next, we have the Titans coming to Philly. The Eagles are 4.5-point favorites. This is a game I really don't want to pick because I want to avoid jinxing it, but you guys have a pretty good idea who I'm picking. Jordan Davis is back, so he will be playing tomorrow, which is a must because we're going against Derrick Henry. Jordan Davis has been out for quite some time, and he said he lost 20 pounds while he was out. So hopefully it's a good thing that he's more agile, more shifty, and whatnot. So you guys have a strong idea who I'm picking. So there's that for you. Next we have the Steelers at Falcons. The Falcons, I believe, are favored. Let me take a look real quick. Falcons are 1-point favorites. I'm going with Pittsburgh here. Next, we have Green Bay at Chicago. Justin Fields, they said Justin Fields is playing. So, there's that. Last time they played, Green Bay did beat them. So, I'm going to go with Green Bay again. I mean, we did beat Green Bay last week, but it was a shootout. It was, 40-33. So, I see. Actually, you know what? I think this game is going to be a close. I think it's going to be somewhat close because Jalen Hurts did have 157 rushing yards, which was very close. It was almost close to beating the record Justin Fields had. But yeah, he had 100 yards in the first quarter, which is impressive. But Chicago has the best running game in the league. I don't know where we're at right now, given that we just had a 363 rushing yard game. But I don't know if Green Bay is going to be able to stop the run because, in my opinion, I think Justin Fields is a better runner than Hurts. I think he's more agile. Hurts, he's definitely stronger, but I feel like Justin Fields, he's more shifty and quick than Hurts is. But I don't know how much scrambling he is going to do because he is supposed to be Chicago's next quarterback, and he just had a shoulder injury. So I don't know how they're going to handle this with Justin Fields. I don't think it's a smart idea to have him running around a lot if he's supposed to be the quarterback of the future. I'm still going to go with Green Bay here, but I feel like if there's no restrictions on Justin Fields, I feel like it's going to be a closer game. But I'm still going with Green Bay. Next, we have Jacksonville at Detroit. Jameson Williams has been activated. He will play tomorrow for the first time since tearing his ACL back in college. I wanted the Eagles to get Jameson Williams, but when he got hurt, I was a little skeptical. But on top of that, we got A.J. Brown, which is a lot better in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure we can all agree on that, even though Jameson Williams hasn't played. But I feel like investing a first-round pick in A.J. Brown is probably a lot better than drafting one of the rookie receivers, unless, you're Chris Olave. So, this game, I think this is going to be a close game. I'm thinking a 24-20 kind of game. And me, I'm going to go with Jacksonville. Dougie P pulled off an upset against Baltimore last week by going for the 2-point conversion after scoring a touchdown, which is exactly what he did with the Eagles, except we didn't convert and we lost the game because of it. But the tables have turned, and it was successful for Doug, and they won the game because of it. So I'm going to go Jacksonville here, and it's good to see Trevor Lawrence succeeding with Doug Peterson. I feel like Doug Peterson, I've been saying it for a while too, Doug Peterson was just exactly what the Jacksonville Jaguars needed after what happened with bumblefuck Urban Meyer, given that Peterson has always had success with quarterbacks. He's a player's coach. Everybody loves him. And I feel like he was the perfect candidate. I think he was a perfect candidate for Jacksonville, and I'm glad that he's doing well there, even though the record doesn't show that, but it's good to see that he's winning there. Next, we have Washington at New York. This game, I feel like, is going to be another close one. Washington is 6-1 since week 6, which is best in the league. I completely missed the Jets and Minnesota game. I'll get that after this. So, this is a close one. I really want to go with the Giants, but I feel like Washington's going to pull off. This game can go either way. I mean, you can say that with every game, but this game, it's kind of tough to decide. Right now, Vegas has Washington favored to win at -2. I really want to say the Giants, but my gut is telling me Washington. So I'm going to go with Washington. Tennessee and the Jets at Minnesota. You're going to have Mike White against 1 o'clock Kirk Cousins. So that should be a good matchup. And on top of that, Sauce Gardner against Justin Jefferson. That's going to be a matchup everyone wants to see. Jefferson is already being regarded as the best receiver in the league. It sucks that we didn't draft him. Well, time to move on. But this is a matchup I'm excited to see because Sauce Gardner had Jamar Chase clamped up when they played the Bengals. And believe me, I know. I had him on my fantasy team. 6 catches for 29 yards. Like, if that's getting clamped the fuck up. I'm gonna go with Minnesota here, but this game is gonna be like a 3-point game. And if we look at Vegas, Vegas has Minnesota -3, so I see this being like a 3-point game. But I'm gonna go with Minnesota. Next, we have Denver at Baltimore. I feel like this is a trap game for Baltimore for some reason. But I'm going to go with Baltimore. I feel like this game is going to be close. Like I said, for some reason, my gut is telling me this is going to be a trap game for Baltimore. But I'm going to go with Baltimore here anyway. Next, we have Cleveland at Houston. Deshaun Watson is back, and Vicente couldn't make that any clearer. Like, ever since he got reinstated, he's been posting Deshaun Watson on his story, which is kind of concerning, in my opinion. But, hey, who am I to judge? So, yeah, Deshaun Watson, the NFL script writers are foaming from the mouth at this, given that he is playing the first game he plays this season is against his former team. Like, they're not even hiding it anymore. Even if Jacoby Brissett was the quarterback, I would still pick Cleveland. Houston has the worst rushing defense in the league, and they have to deal with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And maybe Deshaun Watson, because, Deshaun Watson runs the ball too sometimes. So, it's going to be Cleveland regardless. We'll see how Deshaun Watson does. Who knows if he has rust or not, because I know it's preseason, but in the preseason he was struggling a little bit. So, we'll see what happens there. Next, we have Seattle at the Rams. The Rams have put Matthew Stafford on injured reserve, despite him being cleared from concussion protocol. So, honestly, while he's not technically ruled out for the year, given that IR is 4 games. He's most likely out for the year. They're going to send him for the rest of the year. They have $160 million invested in him. There's no way they're going to risk. Like, I think his contract is like almost fully guaranteed. Last time I checked, it was 4 years, $160 million, and $130 million of it was guaranteed. So I don't think they're going to risk bringing him back in for the rest of the year. I am starting Seattle's defense this week. But, yeah, they do not have – the Rams won't have Stafford. They won't have Kupp. They won't have Aaron Donald. And they won't have any bitches. So, sorry I had to. So, yeah, Seattle, that's who I'm picking this week. It's kind of hard not to pick them, given the circumstances for the Rams. This is honestly the worst Super Bowl hangover I have ever witnessed. The entire team fell apart. Jalen Ramsey hasn't been the best this year from what some people are saying and from videos I've seen, actually. And, you know, the team's falling apart. This is just right after the Super Bowl. And keep in mind, the Rams traded one of their first-round picks to get Stafford, and that's their 2023 first-round pick. So, with Stafford and Kupp out, and with also Aaron Donald out for a week or two, the Lions will most likely be getting a top 5 pick. Guarantee. Or worst-case scenario, top 10. So, I mean, what do you think? What do you think about the trade? They get the Rams pretty much right now. The Rams gave up some draft picks. One going to be a top 10 pick most likely, and in return they got Stafford, who's hurt, but they also got a Super Bowl out of it. I'll leave that to you guys to decide, but I mean honestly, the main goal in the NFL is to win a Super Bowl, so you can't really argue with that. Next, we have what I really think is game of the week. It's either that or the Chargers and Vegas game, but I really think this is game of the week. Miami at San Francisco. This is a really, really, really good matchup. You have the best defense in the league going against the most electric offense in the league. You have Waddle, you have Tyreek Hill, you have Mostert, Jeff Wilson. I don't think one of the two running backs aren't playing, but I mean, San Francisco does have the best run defense in the league too. But I'm really looking forward to this game. I really want to pick Miami, but my gut is telling me San Francisco. Like, Miami's defense, I don't know how they're going to stop. I don't know how they're going to stop Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and McCaffrey. I just don't know how they're going to do it. Now, you know, granted, on the other side of the ball, you have Waddle and Tyreek, but you still have San Francisco's defense. So, this is going to be really tough. Like, I think San Francisco is favored by like 4 points, I believe. And this game really does feel like a 24-20 kind of game as well. I'm starting Waddle this week, but I'm having second thoughts on it. Because I don't know how Waddle is going to do against the Niners, but at the same time, it is likely that the Niners are going to have a lead to where the Dolphins are going to have to pass no matter what. And like I said, Niners, they have the best run defense in the league. So it's like, I don't know. Like, because right now I have Jamar Chase on my bench because I don't know how healthy he is. But, I mean, enough fantasy talk. I'm going with San Francisco. That's my final pick. Next, we have Kansas City at Cincinnati. The last time these two played, I mean, Cincinnati beat Kansas City in their last 9 matchups together. And Patrick Mahomes is 0-2 against the Bengals. Jamar Chase in the first game had 10 catches, 220-some-odd yards, and 3 touchdowns, putting up Randy Moss numbers. If Jamar Chase is fully healthy, like, if Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon are fully healthy, I'm going to have to give the edge to Cincinnati again. But if one of them are like on a pitch count of some sort, I'm going with Kansas City. This game's going to be a shootout, I think. So, like, my guts tell me I'm probably going to go with Kansas City here. But like I said, if Jamar and Joe Mixon are 100%, I am going to have to pick Cincinnati. Next, we have the Chargers at Vegas. This is also a really good matchup. I'm going to have to... I really want to go with Vegas, but I feel like the Chargers are going to pull this one out too. I've been saying that, like, I feel like this is going to be like another witching hour kind of week. So, I don't know. Chargers, Vegas, shit. Like, if by so many chance you guys are relying on me to make your picks, do not, don't copy my picks for the Chargers and Vegas game, because this game I'm like really 50-50 on. I'm gonna pick. I really want to pick the Chargers, but my guts tell me Vegas, so I'll go with Vegas. I don't know. I'm not even confident about that pick. Next, we have Indianapolis at Dallas. This is going to be a fucking boring game. I don't know whose idea it was to have Matt Ryan in primetime. I mean, they already took Russell Wilson out for next week. Thank God. So, I'm going with Dallas. No doubt about it. I'm going with Dallas. Indianapolis doesn't have any. Matt Ryan is shit. The only good player on that team is Jonathan Taylor, and the only good player on the Giants was Saquon Barkley, and the Cowboys shut Barkley down. Sure, he had a touchdown, but other than that, he did not produce anything. So I feel like this is going to be the same thing with the Colts, and I do have Taylor on my team. I'm probably going to bench him because I feel like if you shut down Jonathan Taylor, you're going to win the game because the Colts are nothing without Jonathan Taylor right now. So I'm going to go with Dallas here. And final game of the week, we have New Orleans at Tampa Bay. I'm going with Tampa Bay, even though, New Orleans is like Brady's pops. So there's that. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. So those are the picks this week. We got Tampa Bay, Dallas, Vegas, Cincinnati, San Francisco, Seattle, Cleveland, Baltimore. You already know who I'm picking for the Eagles game, so I'm not going to say it to avoid jinxing it. I'm a superstitious person. Washington, Minnesota, Jacksonville, Green Bay, Pittsburgh. And I already picked Buffalo. So that's it for this week. Thank you guys for watching, and I will be posting on Friday. See you then.